All right, and we are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, and I have two very lovely ladies here with me again. I realized afterwards the last time that I didn't have you guys introduce yourselves or your channel, so maybe you guys can do that now.
Okay.
Mendy, you want to go first?
Okay.
Maybe you guys can do
I'm Mendy
that
from
now.
Artistry of Tarot. Mascha.
And yeah, okay, so that's it. Yeah, you introduce yourself.
Should I say anything else?
Well, I am Mascha.
Introduce yourselves and your channel. Just for those like two people that don't know your channels.
Well, I am Mascha, and my channel is Musings by Mascha.
I see we've already got a question. If everybody could just, we are doing readings, Xena, but if going forward, if everybody could put their questions in all caps so we can grab them, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, that'd be great. Hi, Maria, Lady Knight of Avalon, and hi, Chris. Hi, Xena. Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Hi, everyone.
there we go. So
do
first
you want
question.
Are we going to do it the
Sorry,
same way? One of us pull 3 cards and then all 3 of us read?
Yeah, I think that worked really well the last time.
We didn't even discuss it last time. I mean, beforehand. So.
Yeah. So.
All right. I think I'm going to go with my Chiro deck.
I'm glad you were able to make it. I guess for you, so you're 6 hours ahead, so it's 11 at night.
And I see B's here. Hi, B.
Hi, B.
Chris, I'm going to use my retrospective right now, but I have both of them with me. I'm going to see how it goes.
So I think you need to be the first to pull cards, Mendy.
I need to be the first to pull cards? All right.
Yeah.
Shuffle this up a little bit.
My chat is frozen.
I'll keep an eye on the chat.
Okay.
One question. Second, I see how I shuffle this deck. I realized I put it back in order. So let me make sure it's good and shuffled. And the question is, does Steve miss me? Okay, so I got the the 9 of Cups, Judgment. Oh, you know what? These are so shiny, I'm gonna get a glare. And the Page of Swords. Let's see how I can do this. Actually, let me do it like this, so you can see them in the order that I pulled them on. So I see a lot of emotional satisfaction, and with the 9 of Cups, feeling very satisfied and happy in the place where all the emotions are. Oh, I got Judgment second. I see a calling, right? So does he miss you? Maybe he's going to be calling you. I mean, that's Judgment's often, being called, being brought forward. Also kind of the end of getting to the end of the cycle and being called forward. And then the Page of Swords, which is thoughts and words, very a young, maybe impetuous, immature thoughts or words, maybe thoughts that haven't been fully realized yet. So for asking about whether Steve misses you or not, I'm seeing that possibly he's happy where he's at right now, but there's definitely going to be some sort of coming conclusion, whether it's to where he's at or to where you guys have been, that's been seeing, and things are still formulating in his mind. They're not set. They're not set yet, but he's not ready to take any action at that point. That's what I get from this, ladies.
I agree. I see the Page of Swords often as someone who's researching and thinking and trying to figure things out. So while the Judgment card might seem to say, well, there's already a decision there, but I don't think he's quite decided yet what way he's going to go.
Yeah.
Possibly an awakening of some sort is coming.
Yeah, but I see also, Mendy, I see it as a call, the Judgment. So he probably is contemplating on calling you, Zina. Yeah, so that's what I see. That is definitely lots of emotional thinking and contemplation going on. So yeah, so he's thinking of deciding something, or he's thinking of giving you a call.
Yeah, but I think that it's not realized yet. With this being the final card.
Yeah.
Does that help, Xena? Xena?
She's saying that he's a Gemini.
He's a Gemini. Well, Geminis are often of two minds. This deck, Lady Knight of Avalon, is the Curo Marchetti retrospective. I just got this yesterday or the other day.
So Xena says, "Oh, okay, gotcha, ladies. Thank you so much. Yes, that helps a lot." And she's Xena is a Capricorn.
Yeah, so Capricorns and Geminis, you've got a thinker and somebody who's kind of two minds frequently. So
all right. Thank you.
Another question?
We did have another question from Lady Knight of Avalon. She says, "Will I be able to travel to the USA next summer?" Asking because of the pandemic and what that means.
Oh, yeah, that's a question on a lot of people's minds, isn't it?
Mendy or Mascha, do you want to pull cards?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, shuffling now. Yeah,
right.
And that's Maria, right? Lady Knight of Avalon.
Maria.
Will Maria be able to travel to USA next summer?
Maria, I think you should come to Canada instead. Come visit.
Where is Maria? Where does she live?
She's in Germany.
In Germany. Come to Australia, Maria.
Well, Neem has arrived.
Hi, Neem.
Well, so what I've got here, the first card, I pulled 3 cards. The first card is the Fool. The second one is 7 of Cups. And the last one is the Queen of Swords. So what I see that there is a travel in the cards, but it might be challenging. So you will need to possibly make a decision to somehow overcome the challenge. Maybe there are some risks involved. So as you can see, the Fool is definitely that your intention. You want to travel to the USA, but what we have here, we have the blockage, right? The decision that needs to be made, and it will be really well. I see you as the Queen of Swords here, so it will be up to you, Maria, whether you will decide to go with the challenge and take the risk, or whether you decide not to travel.
I often see that your middle card there as analysis paralysis. So while you may really want to travel, as with everybody,
Mm.
double and triple and quadruple thinking, does it really make sense? Is it worth the risk? Like all these thoughts going on and on and
Yeah,
on
I
in a
see.
circle.
Yeah, I see the Seven of Cups often as, a lot of hopes and dreams and wants that are
Mm.
emotionally driven but aren't necessarily practical. And then that being, you know, bookended by the Fool, who's just, walking off a cliff without much thought, and the Queen of Swords, who's all about thinking things through and doing things in a very thoughtful and intelligent manner. I see that as, you kind of being pulled in two directions, but ultimately you are the Queen of Swords here, I think, and you're going to make the decision that's smart for you, but
Mm.
it's going to be a hard decision to make, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about evaluating your risks and making a decision yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
Sure.
it helps, Maria.
Yeah. Sorry. Hi, Justin. Justin Michael came in.
Hi, Justin. Hello, Neem. I saw Neem coming in as well.
Neem, you have a question? Because I've got my B deck waiting for you. Neem does not like this deck, so
No. Neem has a
she does have a
question.
question.
There you go.
Not the bees. All right, I'll let Jade pull for you.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to use your B deck though.
She said not the bees.
Oh.
She doesn't want the bees.
All right. Should I consider a promotion that will make me responsible for others as opposed to just myself? All right.
Oh,
so
Neem.
considering management. All right, I pulled the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. And I have 3 words for you. Go for it. Like this says to me, sorry, we're gonna do this whole like backwards thing again. To me, like the King of Pentacles is sorry. Yeah, I mean the King and the Queen, especially being together, like they're all about, between the two of them, they're the powerhouse, right? They're about making sure that they're taking care of other people, not just themselves, making sure that everyone has what they need, not necessarily giving it to them directly, but teaching them and training them and showing how to provide for themselves. And the Knight of Swords is just that, go-getter. So if the question was, should you consider, I would say these are a resounding yes.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I also see it. Yeah, you go, Minty.
Go ahead. No, go, Mascha, go.
No, I see it as a promotion because the progression from the Knight to the Queen of Pentacles and then the King of Pentacles, so it's definitely a step up. And because it's the suit of Queens of Pentacles, I see the progression is really lovely. That use the drive to get, and you will get that promotion. So yeah, that's what I see.
Yeah, I was going to say with regard to the elements, I mean, you've got, the 2 highest court cards with regard to Pentacles, that's all about the money.
Yeah.
That's the money. And then you've got this very take charge knight who is very driven and moving swiftly. And this is difficult because I know Neem, and it's difficult for me not to say, Neem, you might as well just do it because you tell everybody what to do anyway. But that's really what I'm seeing.
So you might as well get paid for it.
That's right. Get paid for it. Sit on that crown or sit on that throne and wear that crown because.
So Neem says she's technically already a manager, but when her one direct report resigned for a better opportunity, and Neem encouraged him to do so, they were at a hiring freeze, so no replacement.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is meant to be. I
Yeah.
mean, I know you don't want the responsibility of overseeing other people, but the reality is that you take responsibility for everything that's going on around you and in your life and what's going on with everybody you know anyway. So you
Yeah.
might as well make it official and step into that position that you were meant to, and
Yeah.
move up to that king of pentacles.
So Neem says now Neem's boss is retiring, and there's been ongoing talk about Neem overseeing the entire department. And Neem hates being responsible for others. For me, I think that the best managers are often the people that hate doing it.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I would agree with that too.
So I hope that helps. Oh, hi, Robin. Toadstool Tarot is here.
Hi,
Hi,
It
Robin.
Robin.
says, hello, charmed sisters.
Yeah, just I think that's a. I didn't even need to see cards to answer that question, Neve.
Yeah.
Yes, do
There you go.
it. Any other questions?
And Neem, this isn't Druidcraft, by the way. This was actually the Everyday Witch. I do have the Druidcraft. I have to pull that out again.
Yeah, my druid craft. I have 2 druid crafts, and they are both in mid mod. Like
Okay.
I trimmed one down without labels, and I decided to take it all the way to a square deck,
Okay.
and I haven't finished it. And then the other one, I trimmed with labels, but I haven't rounded the corners yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I trimmed mine, one of my copies naked completely, and I aged it sort of like in brownish bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one I just keep the way it is. It came.
Yeah, I like it naked, but I saw on Boho Tarot, Don Michelle did it and did a square copy.
Yeah.
And I really loved that. And I thought since I have 2 copies, I would take my naked one to square.
Yeah, it's nice. I really enjoy that deck. I don't know why I don't use it more often. So Chris says, if we were the charmed ones, who would have which powers? I don't know.
Oh, that's a loaded question, Chris.
It's been a long time since I've watched that. What did
Yeah. What are the powers to choose
what
from?
were the powers?
Well, somebody tells us what powers we're supposed to have. It looks like
Yeah.
Robin has a question. What do the cards think about me spending so much time at home alone and oversleeping? So is it my turn?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Robin, I am going to use my Ellis tarot. My plastic Ellis tarot.
Telekinesis, freezing time, and premonitions. Ooh.
Ooh.
I'd go with premonitions.
Yeah, I guess I want telekinesis. I want to be able to move stuff. That's telekinesis, right? Being able to move stuff with your mind.
I guess that leaves me with freezing time.
There we go. Hopefully we don't get frozen here.
Yeah.
You know what? I could use that actually a lot of so many times that I just need to buy myself time to think or to do something.
Okay. What do the cards think about me spending so much time at home alone? All right, Robin, I got the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. Hold on, I'm going to reverse these so they look. There we go. Does that look? Is that the right order? 1, 2, 3. So what do you cards think about me spending so much time at home alone and oversleeping? The Ten of Pentacles, really? I'm having a hard time with that one in answering the question. I'm thinking Queen of Cups is taking charge of emotions and being very very compassionate, combined with the Ace of Cups, which is, I mean, that's such a long leap from the Queen to the Ace.
To me, that says like self-care. Like it's
Yeah,
just.
I think that it's, you know, taking care of yourself, and it's kind of emotional need right now. And with the Ten of Pentacles, which this is kind of an interesting Ten of Pentacles, you know, not your normal Ten of Pentacles, but I think it's just, but I find that interesting because they're, you know, you see the little animals and they're kind of low and down to the ground. And it just makes me think they're, you know, you're kind of burrowing in right now, Robin. You're just kind of burrowing in, and maybe it's what you need. It's what you need to have your cup filled right at this moment. You know, I don't see anything negative here. I don't see it as, you know, I don't see this Queen of Pentacles as being solitary as necessarily being a bad thing. And this is where I'm seeing you as the Queen of Pentacles. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing, just kind of holding your cup close and doing what you need to do to fill your cup.
Chris has a good point here. He says, be careful not to withdraw into yourself too much and get lost.
That's true. I mean, I guess it could be you're too focused. Maybe there's too much focus on the cups, but I just really, I don't know. I'm feeling like that's maybe something that you need right now. I just get that. How about you, Mascha?
Yeah, well, I see it in two ways. I see the Ten of Pentacles as more like home, right? And the question is about staying at home, spending so much time at home. So I see it in one way, like, and you already said that oversleeping, that Queen of Cups and the Cups, it's sort of like there is some stagnation happening from one side, but also from the other side, the way I see it, maybe it's not that bad because maybe it's just time for you to begin to nurture and to take that resting time. Because, well, for me, I can see the Queen of Cups also as the healing queen, right? And that nurturing element there. But also I see it two ways. It's just finding, I guess, that balance of, is the cup was too full or half full, you know, that type of thing, that watch out for stagnation, yet take that time to nurture yourself while you have that time at home.
Yeah. Does that, let's see. Chris also says, careful, Robin. One small spelling error, and that could have been a whole different sentence. Hold on. Now I need to know what he says. Oh, I may just stay in bed with 10 different.
All right. Keep it clean.
I'm not touching that.
Oh.
All right. Any other questions? Robin can go play with his decks, and we'll play with our decks over here.
Yeah.
Justin Michael says, the Queen of Cups on the RWS reminds me of a woman waiting for her lover to call, or her kids. Like she hasn't heard from them and is upset. You're going to make me look at the Queen of Cups.
On the RWS deck, I've always thought that she looked pissed off.
The Queen of Cups?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of see
I don't know, for me, she just looks sad. That's my significator, by the way. So.
Is it?
Oh, is it?
So I
Let
see.
me
I
find
never
it.
really got that I never felt like she looked sad. I always just felt like she looked contemplative.
Yeah, well, it is. Yeah, more like contemplative and reflective.
Yeah.
She looks like she's staring at a telephone,
I can kind of see that.
waiting for
Yeah.
someone to
Well, now
call.
you're making me look at that card differently.
And isn't that what tarot is all about?
It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah. Maria says she gives me a Lady Diana kind of vibe.
Huh.
Hmm.
I can see that after watching The Crown.
Chris says the Queen of Cups in RWS has resting bitch face.
Well, thanks, Chris. It's my significator card, by the way. Just repeating myself.
Just to be clear, Chris. Are we going too fast for you, Robin?
I have never been accused of, actually not since I was a child, of speaking too fast. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's the Queen of Pentacles that I've always thought in the RWS looked sad. I was trying to, like, she's gazing down too and staring at something.
Yeah, she almost looks exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Justin, I'm a Cancer. I'm a water sign.
Neem, I've tried watching The Crown as well, and I also fall asleep.
Oh, I love The Crown.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I finished it in 2 days.
Everyone keeps raving about it, but here's the Queen of Cups in the Everyday Witch.
Mm.
No, she doesn't look sad.
No.
But I don't think very many people in the Everyday Witch look sad.
It's true. Not many.
Yeah, I know. Justin, Prince Charles from that show. I mean, that gives you a whole other perspective. Prince Charles. Well, not that I really had a perspective one way or the other about him, but yeah, we're just waiting for questions. You can think of something else to ask.
What decks did you say you're using, Mascha?
I'm shuffling Robin's deck now, the Eyes Wide Tarot, but I've got my, what I have at hand? I've got the results. I have my Conrad Stein, the CS Tarot. Mine is in plastic. I have the Golden Wheel, one of my favorite decks. Joie de Vivre, another one that I really love. And I have my newest one that I'm yet to do a walkthrough. It's just the majors only, but that's Tarot of Bologna. Italian deck of reproduction of the 1780s, something end of 1700s. Yeah.
Nice. And
Right,
you had sorry, go ahead.
Justin asked a question. He wants to know if his mountain trip will be canceled because of COVID.
Okay, so let me do that. Will Justin's mountain trip be cancelled because of COVID? I will use Robin's deck for that, Justin. All right.
Robin says, "Don't blame the answer on him."
Well, the first card I have is Ten of Swords, and then we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Ace of Pentacles or Coins. So, yeah. there is a little chance that it won't, but also there is a possibility of very rapid cancellation. That what I see that may happen. Because you probably have been a Page of Cups here, you're quite excited about the trip, and you may have also spent some money to make reservations and bookings, but there is a good chance that there will be the last minute cancellation.
Yeah, I see Justin standing there with his cup out as his chances go from 10 to 1.
Yeah, so I see also the coin that he may have made reservation and spent the coin, spent on the trip and planned for the trip, but yeah, doesn't look good, eh?
Sorry, Justin.
We're just
yeah,
you can, all kinds of good news tonight, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, it's Robin's next, so you can blame Robin. The colors are nice.
Robin's.
The Ten of Swords, beautiful colors. Yeah, so also, like with Camellia, what she teaches for 10, right? Put a stop to it. So that's for me, it looked like a cancellation, really. And it's the first card as well.
Yeah. But they are pretty colors, Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Like the color.
Remind us what the deck is called.
The Eyes Wide Tarot. Just have a look how colors are. It's just so pretty. Even when you have 10 of Swords, it kind of makes you smile because they're adorable.
Yeah.
And
that is available on Make
Playing Card. Yeah. Mendy and I, we both did the walkthrough, so all the links in our recent videos.
Perfect.
Well, maybe he should order the deck, Robin, and he can look at the pretty colors when he's supposed to be in the mountains.
Well, I kind of saw that as, you're really worried about it being canceled with that 10. But it was the Page of Swords.
Page of Cups.
Yeah. Getting to the Pentacles, to me that says you're going to figure something else out to do that will be just as satisfying or close to.
Oh, well, I have an idea, Justin. If it gets cancelled and if you are at home, you can join me for that live that we were supposed to do together. So there's the positive.
There you go.
Justin's creating a deck right now so you can piss Robin off. It's called the Robin Matrix.
Perfect.
I love that he's not blaming us, or me particularly. So I love you, my brother.
All right, come on, guys. Any more questions? I brought like 1 million decks up here, and Masha's got a ton of decks. I really want to use my B deck.
Neem, by the way, I don't know if you saw, Neem said that you can read with the B deck for her if you can just read the gilding.
It's so pretty. Look at it.
Yes, absolutely, Maria. You can ask as many questions as you want.
Bring them on.
Oh, Chris asked a question about deck purchases. Sorry, I didn't see that one, Chris. Sorry, maybe just type it back in.
Yeah, I don't see a question from Chris. While we wait for Chris, Maria asked, what kind of atmosphere will I go back to at work when I go back mid-December?
December.
You're up.
All right. kind of atmosphere will Maria go back to at work with December?
It was Neem that asked the question, but Neem, I don't see it here.
Okay. The first card I got was Death. So definitely it'll look different than it did before. The second card I have is the Five of Wands and the Moon as the third card. So definitely with the Death card, things will be different. I mean, I think that goes without saying for all of us, unfortunately. And the Five of Wands just says to me that, as much as companies are trying to figure things out, there's like so many considerations, right? And there's such a big balance to be, or a fine line, I guess, to be walked in between, like getting work done and being safe, and how far do we have to go in order to keep people safe. And the Moon, I love this card, by the way. The little kitty looking at himself in the water, and he's a big panther. To me, and this is what I see Maria. She's just flying high above it all. So there's all the murkiness and the concerns and whatnot about what's happening, down here, but you're kind of staying up above it. So in terms of an atmosphere, I think it's going to be like, tense. I think it's going to be a tense atmosphere. Everybody's going to be sort of not really know what they're going back to, or how, they should, what does back to normal look like? That's what it says to me. How about you guys?
Yeah, I feel like we're giving you nothing but bad news, Maria, but I see a lot of, like you said, a lot of tension and contention about how things should be cut off. You said you work in theater, so I think there's probably still going to be, with the COVID, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be not allowed and have come to an end and change. And that's going to cause a lot of contention and a lot of uncertainty. The Moon is often about mystery and uncertainty. And I think that it's going to be, a lot of, I don't want to say fear, but concern.
Yeah.
A lot of concern about the future because of how things are going to look in a post-COVID world, especially in, any sort of entertainment industry.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mendy, as well. I see the Five of Wands as well. Wands, of course, it's a work card, right? Work relations, but it's lots of disruption happening there. And then I see the Death card is the COVID, and that the endings and disruptions happening at workplace. And the Moon card, for me, it's even more those uncertainties and fluctuations happening. So nothing is certain apart from the kind of the shake up that you will probably need to go through returning back to work. And with those disruptions, you may need to adapt to move through those fluctuating, uncertain times.
Yeah. Maria says emotions are running high and everyone is barking at each other. Yeah.
I think that's everywhere. I mean,
everywhere.
I think people are just on edge everywhere. And, it's in a work environment where things may look drastically different than they did previously. It's just worse, I think.
Yeah. So Julia asks if she can have a reading. Julia, absolutely just put your question in caps down below so that we catch it. And if you could try to make it a specific question, that'd be great. And Robin, I agree with you. I find this the easiest deck to read of the RWS clones by far. Okay. Oh,
I see some cats.
that is Bethany. Bethany Pollock says, "What will my next partner be like?"
All right. I'm gonna pull from the bead deck. Journey of the, what is this called? Journey of the Sacred Bead Tarot.
Yeah.
It's called the Buzz Off Tarot.
Okay, so I got strength and the magician and the Five of Wands. Yeah.
Mm.
So if we're talking about describing your next partner, I see someone who has a lot of fortitude and also is very, very busy, very active, maybe very, somebody who's able to manifest a lot of things, or somebody who's able to make a lot of things happen, but also somebody who might be a little bit contentious. Maybe somebody who, doesn't walk away from a fight or an argument. Somebody that's very fiery. Which frequently comes along with somebody who has a lot of fortitude and, a lot
Strong
of active
opinions.
energy. Yeah, very strong opinions, I say.
Yeah, I agree. Strong opinions, maybe hot-headed, hot-tempered, but yet very skillful.
Yeah.
So definitely a person who can make things happen.
Yeah. Somebody with a lot of magnetism, I think, when you combine force or strength and the magician, I think, and then you add in a fire element, you're going to find somebody that's very, very magnetic. Somebody who's, that people are drawn to, I think. Anything to add, Jade?
No, you said everything that I would have said. Yep.
And aren't these pretty cards?
They are very. She's looked away. She's gone.
Why doesn't she like this
Thumbs
deck?
down.
Is it the bees or?
No, I think it's the sacred geometry aspect, and also it's collage. I don't know. She can probably answer better. That was my first turn off, was the collage, but I'm loving it right now. Right now, it's my thing.
Thank you, Justin. I took you up on your offer. I realized that I could do it very quickly from my phone.
Did Julia come back with her question?
What in my love life? Sorry, Julia, I'm not sure that I understand the question.
Is it what is happening in your love life, Julia? Just retype it, please. Because I saw there was a question about a partner as well, her next partner, but I'm not sure. I may have missed it.
Robin, you're talking about some of the cards in the Everyday Witch Tarot. The Tower card is my favorite Tower card, actually, and the Strength card as well. Just while we're waiting for Julia's question here.
Yeah, I don't have that deck. Do you have that, Mascha?
Everyday Witch? I only have a mini.
I might have to get that.
I'm going to find the Tower card while you guys are doing that.
Okay, she asked for a general reading on love.
Okay, I will use the mages then, because generally for general readings I use mages. So I will use my Bologna Tarot as the mages only. So general reading on love for Julia.
Here's the tarot card. Like she says, hell yeah. Look at her.
Yeah.
Like she's the one who knocked that tower down. Right? So to me that's really powerful because yeah, as Robin says, you can take control, right, of your own major changes. They don't always have to be outside of your control.
So what we have here, we have the Lovers cards is the first one for the general reading on love, and then we have the Devil, and we have the Hangman. So the way I see it, of course, the Lovers card, as you can see, the lover, it's all about making choices. And for now, what I also see with the Devil, you may be hanging on the choices. And you may be in your as a general love reading, also you may, with Hangman, you may have some regrets about the choices that you have made. So that's what comes through the cards, as I see just immediately. So we see, like the Devil, again, we have 3 figures and 3 figures, right? So yeah. So it may have been some manipulation or in your previous relationship or something that you keep thinking about. And I see also the Hangman as the regrets that you may experience. Please do let us know, Julia, if it makes sense. I can pull extra couple of cards for you to expand on that. But ladies, what do you think?
I have a slightly different read. For me, the Lovers is like you said, it's often about choice. Sometimes the Lovers card for me is the oh my gosh, what's her name? I can't remember her name right now. Sorry. She wrote Kitchen Table. Melissa Sinova. I don't know if you guys listen to her podcast.
Oh yeah.
But she said this on one of her podcasts, and I just had to laugh so hard because it's how I see the Lovers card often, which is that it's not about love. It's not about Mr. Right. It's about Mr. Right now. Like I have a fire in my pants kind of thing, right? So and that tied to the Devil and that addiction, it seems like is something like you have some, you're having some really passionate times right now. But is that forever? I don't know. Like with the Hangman there, like you said, like just pause and reflect as to whether that is the direction that you want to proceed in, or or what you want for your future.
She's asking, so is it just lust? So that could be, yes, could be lust, could be some kind of obsession, but yeah.
That's what I like. Yeah. Oh. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Is it? I will pull 2 cards, lust or real love, and other ones. But yeah, Mendy, you go. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I always find it interesting when the Lovers and the Devil get pulled together. Like I see them as such mirrored cards. And to me, with the Lovers also, especially in a Marseille deck, showing such indecision and such kind of refusal to take a side, and then you have the Devil card there where you're kind of tied and chained, but a chain of your own making. Is again, I think it's you're what you need to do, where you need to be, but you're choosing in some fashion to be stuck, is the way I often see the Lovers and the Devil when they get pulled together.
Yeah, because what I see, you see the main lover becomes the Devil, so I think it's actually her that has the reins, and
right. Yeah. And it's kind of like
holding on to.
Yeah. It's like just a choice to
lust
not
right now. Yeah.
Do what you need, what you in your heart, or you should be doing, or where you should be. You're just ignoring that to do what feels good, or what you want to do at the time. And then with the Hanged Man coming in, that's a a suspension, not always a comfortable suspension. And it's also sometimes about deception or about, some like, some sort of like a treachery or something.
Hiding the
So
truth. Yeah.
Yes.
Secrecy.
Yeah. So I see that as kind of, you just don't want to look at it right now. You don't, you know what's good for you, but right now you don't want to think about it. You just want to kind of hang out there where you're at. And,
and it's also, it's interesting, right? Like just look at where if you look at where they're kind of looking, right? Like the Hanged Man is not looking at the figures up above, right? The Hanged Man is looking like down there. So yeah, so
down to the side as well, to the bottom of the devil. Yeah.
And you see, like Mascha said, the man in the Lover's card turns into the devil and basically becomes his own, is creating his own chains. And then the Hanged Man is all the way down at the bottom. He's just kind of, so that's kind of progression of, perspective, I guess.
Yeah, because I see it as a regret, really, that holding on to regrets.
I mean,
and she's asking, is it from the past? So yeah, I would say, yeah, that's the past relationship. And then I pulled another card that you asked about, is it about the last? Is it last? It's a Temperance card, so it's not about the last as such. I think it's more about like love rather than last here.
Yeah, with Temperance coming in, that I think that it's about, not wanting to let go of feelings. Maybe this is a past scenario and you're not there yet, where you need to let go of something, but you're not there and ready to do that. So you're just kind of hanging out at this point. But Temperance is also, and Justin Michael says Temperance could be advice, and it could be to just kind of weigh things and mix. Temperance is often in some decks is called alchemy. It's because you've got this mixing of things, and just kind of look at where you were in the past, what you have right now, and where you may be headed in the future, and what's really good for you to decide what's best for how you can let go of what's got you chained, because you're creating the chain yourself.
And I think sometimes you can get stuck, like what Temperance is telling me too, in combination with the Lovers and the Devil there, is that, sometimes you can get stuck in one mode, right? So if all you're caring about is, well, you're only seeing that person as the object of fun, and sexy times, you may be stopping yourself from seeing them as, seeing the rest of their personality and how that could develop into more of a deeper relationship.
Yeah, because Temperance doesn't spill a drop, right? So she's very precise and very moderate and very measured. So maybe just sit on things and evaluate things and allow things to cool down. Yeah.
So I hope that helped, Julia. I don't see any other
Temperance
questions.
is the only cure for soul of appetite, lust, according to Plato.
In my oh my gosh, Robert M. Place's deck, the sevenfold mysteries.
I just got that.
Oh, did you? I have. I won. I won a deck last year, completely out of the blue. So that was kind of fun. But I haven't played with it too much. But I do like how it has, like on the Temperance card, it does have appetite. Like it will have those.
Oh, does it?
Those words, yeah. I don't know if it does on the new ones, but
I'll have to look. I haven't really. I briefly went through it and haven't really spent any time with it. I've been obsessed with my Chiro Marchetti decks.
We all know that.
If you haven't figured that out,
it's everywhere on Facebook. Well, I got the encore now. It should be arriving next week, I hope, because I really, really like that, the kind of warm, fiery energy of it.
Julia says, when will this person arrive? Like what season? So I'm not really good at I'm not really good with timing questions. I don't know what you guys. I know there's different methods and stuff.
Yeah, I don't usually find tarot great for timing.
Yeah.
I use Lenormand more for timing. I don't think I have.
Yeah.
Lenormand and Sibylla. Yeah.
Yes, Neem, I ordered encore. I ordered it, like, when did I order it? Last week, Mindy? After our live, yeah, because we did the live together, and then, yeah, I ordered it, I think, on that same day or the following day, Neem.
Justin says that's where my head is. Yes, she pours water on the flame of appetite on temperance in the RMP deck. Yep.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you see, I would read temperance in different decks differently because how, by the way she is depicted.
Yes.
Yeah. And what she's balancing, right?
Yeah, I agree. Chris has a question.
What approach can we or I take in to 2021 to make the most of it and best deal with whatever fun COVID still has in store for us? Is this my turn or
I
I lost track?
It's yours, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'm just going to stick with my everyday witch. Okay, so have the Four of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. So, Chris, what this is telling me is that rest up. Our period of isolation, unfortunately, is still not over. COVID is not over yet either. We're still going to have some anxiety. It's still going to cause us some grief and some stress and some gray hair. And in terms of what can we do to make the most of it, the three of Pentacles for me is always about just learning things, learning and practicing and perfecting different skills. So I guess in terms of an approach to keep in terms of an approach to keep or to make the most out of the time that we have, which we know is going to be a little bit stressful, is to find those things that keep you that keep your mind engaged and your soul and your heart engaged, and find passion in those things that where you can, and rest in creativity. So I know for me, if I can give a quick example, this makes sense in my life, because I know that when I had a really, really, really like crazy, I call it a tower year, the one thing that, amidst everything that made me saved me from having a mental breakdown was to learn things, right? So I dove right into, I found something that I really liked, and I dove right in, and it helped me to get to the other side. So I don't know, but what about you guys?
Yeah, I a lot of times see the Three of Pentacles as, working together and
Collaboration,
finding what you need from other sources to create the best work, or to be the most creative or fruitful in what you're doing, to make the best of whatever project you're embarking on. And with that, I agree with you 100% with the Four of Swords showing, you know, we just need to continue to rest and, you know, bunker down and stay, you know, stay, you know, solitary, basically. Stay solitary. And then with the Nine, and it's interesting, you know, the Four of Swords is often, you know, is usually a sleeping person, and the Nine of Swords is often a sleeping person, showing, you know, which is a lot of times depicted as nightmares and things keeping you awake, not allowing you to sleep. And I see that as, or I guess someone in bed who's not allowed to sleep because of what's going on in their mind. And I think that it's just being aware of that and turning that Nine of Swords into the Four of Swords, and that remembering that this is just a time for us to recuperate and to restore, and not allowing all of the stuff in our headspace while we're, you know, trying to get through this to overcome us, and rather look for outside help. Even though we can't necessarily go outside, there are resources that we can reach out to overcome that Nine of Swords feeling. And I mean, this is like a perfect example. I mean, how many of us would be doing live YouTube videos last year? Right? This is just not, this is looking for ways that we can reach out and be social in ways that we would not have thought to do previously. You know, my daughter said just yesterday, she's like, you know, I don't think anybody knew what Zoom was a year ago. I'm like, you're right. I didn't know what Zoom was. They'd never heard of Zoom. And now everybody uses Zoom. So it's, you know, finding those resources and ways of connection to help continue to build and create and grow to get over that Nine of Swords feeling of being, you know, isolated and contained.
Yeah, well, I see it slightly different, I guess. What approach can I take, right? I see it more like focus on your health, because for me here, the Three of Pentacles, I see it more like, and they have different colors. And, you know, when we have the Nine of Swords, it's already kind of things on the mind. So I would say focus, take that time to rest, to stay at home, but focus on your physical, mental, and spiritual health. That's what I see in here in the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, ask for help possibly, you know, we have that three there. So reach for help if you need to, but focus on, that's what I'm seeing, focus on your physical health here and your mental health.
Chris says, amazing, love it. Nines are completion too. Yes. So use the rest time. I have to do stuff that I otherwise wouldn't have the headspace for. Right. I mean, find some sort of light, right? Find something.
Find a gratitude in something. Yeah, there's always a silver lining. Sometimes you just have to really dig deep for it.
Yeah.
Robin says crochet some colorful pentacles for that next quilt. Yeah, I have 3 blankets on the go and another one planned that I'm actually spinning the yarn for as well. So it'll be a multiple.
Do you crochet or knit?
I do both. Yeah. So just depends. Anastasia has a question. My parents are hoping to rent out a basement to help with the new house payments, but they're not sure if it will work out.
Okay. All right. Is it my turn, I think?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use the result.
I like what Neem said as well, and connect and build community and friendships and bonds while learning how to better ourselves and our universal connections. Yep. Absolutely. Oh, hi, Chris from Barely Balanced.
Oh, hi,
Hi, Chris.
Okay, so Anastasia's question, sorry, is will they be able to keep up with the new house payments? So the previous one was just the background. Hello, Nav, and thank you. I will post Mascha and Mendy's channels down below as well, so please do make sure you go and subscribe to them as well if you're not. Nav, just post your question in caps, and we'll get to you next.
Okay, so I've got the Knight of Batons, the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and then the Eight of Cups. So I'm having such a hard time with these directional.
I know.
So will they be able to keep up with their house payment? Is that I think that taking action is needed. I think that it's, whatever's going on with them, that they need to take action of some sort. And you've got the Seven of Cups and then the Eight of Cups, and generally, cups are less about money. There's nothing about money in here, but it is about more about emotions and feelings and spirit. And I think that the progression from 7 to 8 is good. It's not a huge jump, but it's going to be helpful in some way. I think that it's going to maybe make them feel more comfortable or make them feel more secure in some fashion. And also you can see it as they're moving in the right direction for what they're trying to accomplish by taking some sort of action, by bringing this person in. So I see this as a positive. I see this as a positive, especially with the higher numbers and the cups, and the cups are generally hearts, which are usually yeses and positives.
Yeah.
So anything to add?
I agree. I look at that, the Knight of Batons is, he's making this happen, and he's looking over and he's getting a lot of satisfaction out of the outcome. He's looking at those cups.
Yeah, well, I see him as well as the action card, taking an action, but also you see, like in the Seven of Cups, you see the One Cup and Eight of Cups, the Two of Cups in the middle there. So, and for me, cups, of course, it's emotions, but also it's domestic life, right? So maybe your parents, they need to take an action and to work together domestically to resolve something, so they can make those things happen with the payment. So, but definitely the action needs to be taken for them to approach it domestically within the family circle to make that resolution.
Yeah, and I think with just the Eight of Cups being, the last card that I pulled, just the end result is just a, more of a comfortable feeling, a happier feeling, a being, they'll have their needs met better. I see that.
And also it's unity, it's together, those two cups joining, right? So it's more balanced. So it's again taking an action to find that balance in home life. Yeah.
Robin wants to know if this is your gross deck.
Yes, this is Ben Gross's Revisal. I can't say it. It's the Ben Gross deck from Eve's website.
I call it Revisalt, and that's it.
Revisalt.
I'm just sticking with it.
I think so. Rive with the ending with an S is reverse, and alt is high, right? So Revalt. I don't think you pronounce the S.
Yeah, I think it's result.
Yeah, well, the way Ben spelled it for me, it was Rivesalte or Rivesalt. He kind of spelled it for me, but I still probably messed it up.
Yeah, it's the Ben Gross deck. That's what it is.
That's what it's called.
Yes.
All
so
right.
I hope that helped.
Awesome.
Anastasia, I hope that helped.
And of course, we'll throw in the we'll throw in the CYA statement, which is please don't make any decisions that could have life-altering consequences based on a tarot reading.
Yes.
So Nav has a question.
So
What
this
are
one is
Amon's current feelings towards Amon?
I will use my golden wheel tarot for that. What are Amon's current feelings towards Nav?
Neem says we're all wrong in the pronunciation.
I'm sure we are.
Yeah.
And frankly, Jade, you're from Canada. You should be able to say this because
I can call one of my kids. They're fluent. But I'll probably never be able to get my son off of Fortnite or whatever he's playing upstairs.
Yeah. Chris thought I met Robin met my dirty grandma is my gross deck because it's so dirty.
Disgusting deck.
It is pretty disgusting. I need to clean it. I gotta watch Sarah's video and clean it.
All right, so we have here the first card was the Ace of Wheels, so the Ace of Coins, right? Three of Swords, and we have the Eight of is it eight? Yeah, Eight of Wheels again, Eight of Coins here. So yeah, I don't know. My first kind of hit here that I see that, well, Aman may be thinking a lot, right? So there's lots of going on in his mind, but ultimately the feelings, I think the relationship seems to be transactional at this point to me. So that what my first hit was that, yeah, because the question is not the advice or anything, but what are his feelings, right? And we have the start with the coin. So it looked like, yeah, so it's more transactional rather than emotional. That's what I see straight away in the cards.
Yeah, I see. So the Three of Swords, you know, is always the card I have the biggest problem with in RWS. That's why one of the reasons I love the Golden Wheel is that it depicts it so much better. Is that I think it's more about just your thought getting. Julie from Peekaboo Rose just did a video about it, and she said something getting to the heart of the matter, that you're going to think about it and get to the heart of the matter. So I think that he's putting some thought into it, moving it, but with the coins on either side, and with it starting with a coin and then the Eight of Coins, that's the Eight of Coins, right?
Yeah.
Is that this is a transactional relationship, and really what he is looking for, what he is thinking about is trying to create something that's perfect, or create something that mold the relationship into something that's maybe not what it is, you know, he's working, and it's I don't think that it's a real emotional a lot of emotions coming from him, but more of an ideal of what he's looking for, and it may or may not be meeting his ideal, but he's putting thought into it as to whether it is going to meet his ideal or not.
Because it looked like tit for tat, right? So just yeah.
I don't have anything to add to that. I think I'd just be repeating what you guys said. Yeah, it to me the transactional thing really hit home. Yeah. Lots of thinking behind it. Maybe there is some emotion behind it, but less emotion than
and it's also could be it's a very physical, you know, it could less transactional, but more it's a physical. He's you know, he's more into this as a physical, on the physical side than from the heart.
Yeah. I hope that helped.
Yes. Sorry, I don't feel like we're getting very fun.
But I love the decks.
Yes, I do.
Decks are beautiful.
Melissa Turner had a question. Did you get that one? Okay.
There we go. Did my ex really love me? And by the way, hello Melissa, hello Nav, hello Hermit and High Priestess, and everyone else who's come in that we haven't said anything. Okay, so did my ex really love me, and what are their next actions towards me? So the cards I pulled are, so I'm using my Game of Thrones deck, which I love.
Love that. I love that deck too.
The Temperance card, the Ten of Spears, and the Eight of Spears. So I thought that was actually really interesting. So in terms of, did they really love you? I would say so. Like the Temperance card to me says that they, their feelings were solid. Sometimes, maybe they were days of ups and days of downs, but in the end, I think the answer is yes. In terms of what are their next actions towards you, we're going from, I pulled the 10 first and then the 8, right? To me, these are about fire. So maybe I'm not sure, has your ex been really on you is not the right word, but like really like pressing you, or really like trying to get back together, maybe that is going from the 10 to the 8. There's maybe a relaxing of that a little bit. So, or hounding you, I guess. Maybe that's the word. Yeah. So, definitely they're still somehow involved with you. And whatever it is still maybe like quite focused, because I know Chris said this actually in one of his or in a couple of his videos, that like all these arrows or spears, I guess, sorry, they're all exactly parallel. It takes a lot of effort to get them to do that, right, and to go all at the same time. So there's still a lot of he still has feelings for you. He still has thoughts and feelings and whatnot for you. So that's not going away just yet. How about you guys?
I see that the ex might be forcing something on you, Melissa. So the temperance, yes, like for me, what I see, did ex love me? So that's the first card to answer the question. Yeah, the relationship was balanced at that stage, but in terms of their actions towards you, it looked like he's forcing on you. He's forcing that relationship on you. I see it both in the 10 of Wands and in the 8 of Wands. He's just kind of flying and forcing things on you. That's what I see in this there.
Yeah, I see the same thing. I see that the 8s are very swift action. I mean, it's a lot of it's like, I mean, even though on the card they're coming from from one direction, it's just kind of like he's pelting you. That's how I see it.
That's what
like
I was trying
his
to.
next
I
action
just didn't know how to
he's
say
just
that.
like gonna be pelting you,
like hounding you.
Yeah. And with that 10, it's just the 10 of Wands is about burden, and it's just it's just a lot of pressure, I think. I think, like both Jade and Mascha said, that it's at some point there was a lot of balance, and he definitely has a lot of feelings. I mean, that's a lot of fire.
Is there some stalking?
Yeah, that's
in there. Like
that,
I think that's really what I was trying to get to. Like, and it just hit me now.
It's like, is there a some, because temperance, in the normal temperance card, you have a lot of water. You have the water, right? You have the water pouring. So there's definitely emotion, and I think we can all agree that there was balance and love and affection there. But then for it to turn so fiery, and it to be such a in your face kind of fire, it feels like he's overwhelming you, and that he's going to continue to overwhelm you. can you give us a little more information, Melissa?
Yeah, Chris is saying those pelting spears become a burden to deal with, off balance now. Yeah, so it's that's what we see, the burden and the yeah.
Hopefully Melissa will give us a little bit more, or let us know.
Hi, Asha. Hi, Jen.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Hecate. Hecate's
Hi, Paula.
crossing.
Hi, Jen.
Paula, Rochelle, good to see you.
Hi, Rochelle.
Rochelle. Hi, Rochelle.
From Amethyst
Jen.
Ascension.
There's no list. Just if you want to, Hermit and High Priestess, if you just want to put a question in all caps, we will find it.
I think Chris is next, though.
Oops.
Did Chris have a
I
question?
hit the wrong one. Sorry.
Yeah, Chris had a question about his shopping squirrel spree. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, is it me? All right. I don't want to use the Chiro decks because of the glare. I didn't think about how they would glare on the camera. So I'm just, I'm going back to my bees because I'm feeling the bees tonight.
Chris, now you have to tell us what you bought, what you binged on.
While I'm shuffling, Chris, I would like a list, please.
Yeah. Something to do after the live, eh?
Although I have a feeling that some of them are from recent videos he's watched of mine because I got a message earlier.
You guys are all bad enablers.
Well, I know. I think Chris got this one.
I believe he got the Encore, even though he swore he did not like the Chiro Marchetti decks. And he got the one you got, Mascha. All right, so why do I feel so guilty about my deck buying binge last night? It's been like porn stream all over again for me this week. Why does Chris feel guilty? That's the real question. Why does Chris feel guilty? Chris, you feel guilty because Ace of Cups, the 8 of Coins, and Justice. So I think that you're feeling guilty because of maybe it has something to do with someone in your household working very hard. I'm not going to call out any names. And you know, your love for them and affection for them and wanting to make sure things are done fairly. James, I didn't say that out loud. Is that possible that you're feeling a little bit guilty because of all of James working so hard and you wanting to make sure things are handled fairly and justly within your household finances?
I see it very like, I'm just gonna say it the way it is. You're feeling guilty because your spendings are not quite justified and you know it.
Well, and
the card tell us that. So.
He wouldn't feel so guilty if it wasn't for James. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Melissa also pointed that he keeps calling me blocked. So it looked the previous reading that we did. Remember the burden? Yeah. So she blocked him, and he keeps calling her.
Yeah. So he's he's not letting it go. He's not letting it go. So to feel no guilt, I just need to stop feeling like I need to be fair. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, you hear what you want to hear, Chris.
You need to be fair with your spending as well. So that 8 of Coins there. balancing
Yes.
out the spendings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to be fair and you need to balance things out.
Did you buy 8 decks? Just
And I
please.
still,
8?
No, I don't know.
Did
I'm
we
just
get a
asking
list?
Chris how many.
Oh.
No, we didn't. No, I'm just asking how many decks he bought last night.
if I have to sneak purchase past the front door, Mendy's reading is spot on. And I know you sneak purchases past the front door. So yes, I'm spot on.
That's funny.
All right. Back to Melissa. I feel really bad, Melissa, about that. And I don't know that we gave you any. Is it just me? But I'm feeling like we told her that he's going to keep coming at her, and she's already knows that.
Yeah, but I think what the cards have confirmed that his actions towards her, you know, that he's just pressing on her, and she blocked him. So she said she blocked him.
Okay, I scrolled up. She says, I feel like he's stalking me. What are his next actions towards me?
Oh.
Let's do another draw, because I really feel like that's left open. Can we do another draw for Melissa before we move on to the next section?
Absolutely. So advice for what she can do?
Yeah, I feel like it was left unfinished. Who wants to pull?
Mascha, you go ahead.
Okay. So what's the question?
Advice for Melissa?
Advice for Melissa.
On how to deal?
Mm-hmm.
I lost it. I jumped.
Okay, advice for Melissa. So we have the Fool, we have 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Coins, and we have the Judgment card. Yeah. So the Fool one is first. And the Judgment, so yeah, walk away. That's what I see. The call is loud and clear, and possibly that he keeps calling you is the sign for you to actually just to walk away in order to find more balance in your life. So yeah.
Well, that 8 of Pentacles just tells me it's not going to stop, right? Like that's the card for me. That's the card of like persistence and continued effort, right? So
but the question is about advice. So like what advice we can form out of those cards.
Well, yeah, and I see that as her being persistently keeping her head down and just not giving an inch.
Yeah.
Not giving an inch on it. That's
so walk away and don't budge.
Yeah, Melissa, I hope that helps. I do. Okay, Hermit and High Priestess.
I would like a reading on what the remainder of 2020 will look like or be for me so that I know what to focus on. Is that me this time?
Yeah.
Okay, I am back to my everyday witch. I go in these jags where like I won't touch a deck for months, and then all of a sudden I can't put it down. That's this one for me. All right. 3 cards. The first card is the 5 of Wands. We've had that one already today. Second one is the Hanged Man. The third one is the Tower. Okay. See if I can do these in the order where they show up properly. This way. Right? I will get this one day. All right. So in terms of what the remainder of 2020 is going to look like it's unfortunately it's still going to be a bit of a mess, right? There's just conflict everywhere. Nobody can agree on anything. Things are still up in the air, and it's not going. It's it's not horrible, but it's just not going to be a fun. It's not going to be a fun time. The Hanged Man tells me that you just need to sort of try to stay away from the conflict as much as you can. You know, just kind of sit back, look at things from a perspective a little bit farther back, and you know, try not to get too drawn into whatever conflict is happening, and then really reflect. Like, what you really need to reflect on is what major changes you need to make. So we talked about this card a little bit earlier in terms of, like, you know, look at her face, right? Like she knocked that tower down. Nobody else did it for her. So this to me says that, you know, you need to sort of recognize that major changes are needed in order to get whatever your goal is, and you need to make it happen. It might not be like super, you know, maybe a little bit painful. It may not be the most comfortable thing, but it's always better to sort of make things happen yourself as opposed to ignoring the situation and then watching it come crumbling down anyways. That's what I see. How about you guys?
Oh, Masha, I thought you were going to
No,
go.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the remainder of 20, like Jade said. I mean, the Five of Wands is just, it's going to continue to be, you know, upheaval. It's going to continue to be a battle. And it's also going to be continue to be just feeling like you're tied up and you're not able to move, you know, with that particular hanged man. I mean, that hanged man's bound up, right? Both legs, both arms tied up. And I think it's just going to be feeling like you're suspended and not able to move.
The interesting thing though is that they are
Oh,
tied up, but they have a key.
oh,
They're holding the key.
yeah, they have the key.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I see the rest of 2020. You know, what we have left of it is just going to continue to be more of the same of what we've had so far. And what you need to focus on is, you know, the Tower is always kind of a scary card to get, but like Jade said, in this particular deck, you know, the Tower doesn't just have people falling out of it. It has the witch that's kind of controlling the situation or created the situation. And, you know, you need to look around just personally as to what's kind of falling apart and crumbling, because we only have control over what's in front of us and what's right around us. We can't control COVID. We can't control what's going on, you know, with governments and with restrictions and with workplaces, requirements and things like that. We can only control, you know, the things that are very close to us. And you need to look at those things and what's falling apart and decide how to address that. That's what I see your focus needs to be on right now, as opposed to all of the other, you know, Five of Wands that's going on.
The interesting thing is, so in this case, like, yeah, the cauldron is bubbling over, right? And everybody's so busy bickering, including the cats, that nobody's paying attention to what's going on.
Right.
Right. So the Hanged Man is your opportunity to focus and think about those things.
Yeah, and to just and like the Tower there is just showing you to, you know, take control of what you can control, because we can't, you know, those witches in the Five of Wands, you know, could do something about that fire if they would just pay attention. So I think that that's where the focus needs to be.
Because I see that fire over the Five of Wands actually blasting in the Tower card, you know, kind of that resulting, those bubbling energies result with the bigger blast. And it's again, it's just more really evaluating situation and just taking an action, you know, trying to step away from it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope that helped, Hermit and High Priestess.
We've been over 1.5 hours now, so.
Have we really? Do we have hold on.
Herman and High Priestess says, of course, Tower was 2020.
I think I
Yeah.
saw Jen had a question. Did anybody else?
Let's see if I can scroll down again.
Yeah, you want to make, it looks like Jen's question is the last question. Do you want to do that one and we'll wrap it up?
Sure.
Yep.
I'm just trying to find it.
She says, I'd love to hear what you beautiful ladies have to say about the best way to support my son in his working out his future plans. Okay. All right. My turn. I'm going with my RWS since I haven't pulled that one yet. Oh, that's better.
Is that better? Okay. Thank you, Robin. I should experiment. Should have experimented a little bit better. Chris found his list. So Zoni Bologna, Mascha's fault. Marseille Wait, Chiro's Encore, both Mendy's fault, and Lunatic Tarot, all Chris's fault.
Mendy wins.
Okay, Jen, I have the Eight of Swords, the Magician. Wait, I'm going to do this way. Eight of Swords, the Magician, and the Knight of Swords. So I think, you know, the Eight of Swords is saying you are feeling very bound up, which I know you are. You're feeling very almost helpless in this matter, but you do have the ability to release yourself and really to let what you can't, what's the best way to put this? Let what is going on with your son that you can't control or push him to do go and kind of step out of those bounds. And you know, you need to pull on that magician energy and pull on that kind of creativity of thought to move forward. And I think this is really him, in that to kind of give him what he needs to move forward, to push forward, because he's, you know, he needs you to be the magician really here, I think. And I don't mean be the magician in telling him what to do, but be the magician in trying to kind of I'm trying to think of the right words that I'm not drawing the right words that I want to, but I think that to support him, you're going to have to kind of be creative and kind of come up with some creative plans for him that will motivate him to take action. And I think that that's the best way that you're going to be able to support him, to get out of the headspace where you're just kind of, it's really weighing on you. These swords are just around you and surrounding you, and you're all bound up in all of the thoughts, and everything's running around in your head about what you want and what you know he needs to do and what he should do. And you need to walk away from that and try to start thinking creatively and manifesting some different ideas that maybe weren't in the game plan to begin with, to be able to launch him off to move, to take action. Anybody else have anything for Jen?
Yeah, I see in the first two cards and the Eight of Swords and the Magician, I see it's Jen, and I agree with you, Mendy, that she probably just thinking a bit too much and really having that burden on her, right? Like trying to help, but not because she is really involved, right? Mentally involved, emotionally involved into the well-being of her son. But I see the Magician there, yes, as like finding the creative solution, but also using your skills as a psychologist. I almost see here using the skills that you have to help him, to step away from that emotional involvement that you may have, Jen, and the thoughts that are on your mind, but rather stepping into your role as a professional and the creative to help him to break through and to move towards his future plan, working out his future plans. Yeah, I don't know. I just, for some reason, I see the Magician as Jen being the professional, like in her line of work, that using those skills rather than using the more skills of mother, and being so emotionally attached to the future decisions of her son.
Yeah, I see. To me, and it's funny because my first inclination was to say, you need to wave your magic wand, Jen, in that you need to be something that's outside of the norm. And it's so hard when a parent of a teenager, trust me, we've talked about this. I know, Jade knows. It is so hard when they are so bullheaded and they don't want to do what they need to do. And I feel like the Magician is saying, you need to really look inside to find something creative outside of the box, something that he's not going to expect. Like I can almost feel like he's expecting her to be psychoanalyzing him and giving him, that I can only imagine as a child of a psychologist that they're looking for it around every corner. And I feel like the Magician is saying, you need to, put on a different coat and find a way to be creative, in a way to motivate him to take off on his horse in a way that he's not going to see coming. You're going to have to be that magician and turn into something that he's not going to be expecting from you. And that could just be me projecting, knowing that, by the time they get to that age, they know all of it, right? They know all, or at least they think they do.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely tough. I feel like the Eight of Swords is definitely, that's obviously Jen, like sort of, ruminating, like, what do I do? What do I do? This is so hard. Like, tried this, this isn't working. And I agree with what you guys said in terms of the Magician being, you gotta come at it from a completely different aspect, or a completely different take. So if you've been laid back, maybe you need to, press a little harder, or vice versa. But really help him find something that he's going to be passionate about. But then there's also the piece about, like, with the Knight of Swords sort of facing back, like facing towards the Magician and the Eight of Swords. To me, that says also that, you have to trust a little bit that you have given him all the tools that he needs. And, at some point we kind of have to let go, let the reins go and let them drive their own future. And it's hard to do as a parent. So hard. But that could be something that you could reflect on as well.
Yeah. Jen says, he's expecting the rest of us to sort it for him. Yes, Mendy, I only have to ask, are you okay? And get the psychologist card thrown at me. Yeah, I feel like you've got to pull a rabbit out of the hat, really, to shock him, to do something.
Sometimes, it's just like, and I can say this from experience as well, like one of my kids just always expects us to deal with everything for them. And
yep. I got one of those too.
At some point, like, I'm just like, no, like, you made your bed, you lie in it. Like, we've had all these discussions about these are the consequences. You know what the consequences are. You got to figure it out. Sorry.
Yeah. Robin said there are 4 tools on the table. Use a different one that you've been using. And
Yes.
I think
It's a good
Yeah.
one. Mhm.
that's it. I think that's perfect, Robin. I think
Mm.
you just have to get out of the endless cycle in your head. Revisiting what you should and shouldn't have done, what you should and shouldn't have said, what he should be doing. With all of that going on in your head, because I mean, I know I dwell on it. It keeps you up at night, and
Yeah.
just to do, like Jade said, the opposite of what he's expecting you to do, to give him that kick in the pants, to jump on the horse and ride off, because he's going to need something to shock him into action, I think. So,
Cool. Well, it is 6:45.
yes, we went
On my
way
end.
long. Did not realize it went that long.
And the battery is going to die on my tablet here. I appreciate everybody here. I appreciate you ladies. Thank you, Mascha and Mendy, for doing this with me again. And I appreciate everyone who's joined us. Thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun for me. I hope it has been for you guys as well.
Yeah, me too. There's Chappie. Now I can see Chappie with us wide.
Yeah, he's sleeping. I'll just try to show him. Yeah.
Oh, there he is. It's morning for you, so he should be raring to go.
Well, he gets up 5:00, 5:30 in the morning, so he has his plays earlier, and then 9:00, 10:00 he has his little nap.
Nice.
Yeah, well, thank you, Jade, for having us on again, and thanks everybody for bearing with us and
For all the
silliness.
questions, and yeah, thank you so much, Jade, for inviting us again.
Thank you so much. This was a great time. So, and thank you to the people I just made moderators, just completely out of the blue. I really appreciate it. The chat was going quite quickly at one point, so I was having a hard time focusing and keeping an eye on that as well. But
yeah,
thank you so much, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
yeah.
See you,
Have a good
everyone.
night,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.